always on the go, but the day just won't be one without your Hollywood fix. Let Golden State Media Concepts Entertainment Podcast take care of that. An all-inclusive look of pop culture.
Greetings, good people of the planet Earth and the known universe. You're listening to Golden State Media Concepts Entertainment Podcast. It's your Captain Keith. Once again, this is your Captain Keith, and I have some entertainment news for you on this rainy day in California. So today's podcast episode is entitled Pete Davidson, Big D, R. Kelly Studio, and James Franco Lawsuit. Ooh. So let's get to it. Pete Davidson jokes Ariana Grande's Big D comment is a curse. Oh, the problems you have, Pete Davidson, the problems you have. Pete Davidson took his stand-up act to Brooklyn Monday, and once again, the comic's jokes about ex-fiancée Ariana Grande and his Big D energy drew the biggest laughs of the night. Davidson, who is back to brunette, did not reference his recent flirtation with Kate Beckinsale, but about 45 minutes into his act at the Bell House, some woman yelled out, "We love you, Pete." Rather than responding in kind, he said, "Stop. Thank you, but for some reason, the way I was raised, I can't accept that. I can't accept that. It's not you, it's me. I love you too, but please stop." Oh, man. This is funny. At one point, Davidson relayed a version of the story he told on New Year's Eve in Boston involving a student at his mother's school singing Grande's "Thank You" next, then being punished by having to sing it in front of school officials. Davidson also riffed on a joke he told attendees during his January 12th gig at Tarrytown Music Hall in New York about Grande's hit single. So I don't know if any of you guys have ever been dumped via disc record, but here's how it goes. Historically in music, in the disc record section, disc records are kind of like eluded. It's like eluded, right? Not this song. This song was taken with a slightly different approach. She named all of us right off the bat, which is very G-like. F you move, which is very cool. I get it, he said. Here's how I feel honestly. I get it, right? It's work. Work's work. This is what we do. I'm talking about it now. It's fair game, right? Here's the only thing I don't like. There's one thing I don't like, okay? I don't like that she talked all this crap from my penis. It made me feel weird. In fact, Davidson said Grande's comments regarding his genitals, in addition to the Big D energy articles that were published over the summer, were more damaging than flattering. This relationship doesn't go well with this very popular person. And then she goes, "Oh, it didn't go well. He has a big D, though." And everybody's like, "Oh, what a nice girl." No, genius is the correct word. He said, "There's a reason why she is who she is. She is one of the smartest people in the world. It's true. She's a very tiny girl, right? She has very tiny hands. Everything is effing fun size to her, okay? She knows this. It was a big joke when we first started dating." This guy. Jokingly implying his ex cursed him with women, Davidson joked, "You sit back and you're like, why? Why would girl who knows this information break up with a guy? Set him loose, make him kind of famous, and then be like, he has a huge D. Why would you do that? It's so that every girl who F's me for the rest of my life is disappointed. It's genius. Sick. Effing sick." Davidson also explained why he wanted to say something kind about Grande the night "Thank You" next dropped before Saturday Night Live. "I just wanted to say something nice, okay, because I wanted this crap to all end. Basically, I just wanted to be able to do drugs in public again. Okay, that's all I want," said the comic, who drank beer and smoked throughout his hour-long stand-up set. "I want to be able to be crap-faced in public again and not be bothered. That's all I want." The comedian's next show with friend John Mulaney is set for January 20th in Wilkes-Barre, Pennsylvania. Davidson will return to Saturday Night Live January 26th with host James McAvoy and musical guest Meek Mill. Well, there that is. I do think it's funny, though, that, your ex-girlfriend saying that you have a big member is a curse. Yeah, okay. If she said you were a jerk, that you treated her badly, that you were abusive, yeah, those would be bad remarks. Just saying. Okay. Wow. Love my job. Love it. People. Oh man, yeah, he is a funny guy. He really is. He's funny. And in more entertainment news, Pusha T and Pharrell are back in the studio working on new music. Looks like Pusha T and Pharrell got new heat on the way. Pusha T has proved to be at his finest when he's working with one sole producer. 2018's Daytona was one of the best rap albums of not only 2018 but the past few years. If you say so. Pusha T and Kanye West's chemistry on Wax is indisputable, and together they delivered what many might deem a hip-hop masterpiece. However, Ye isn't the only producer who's able to bring the best out of Push. Yeah. Before linking up with Ye, Pusha T's best work came when he was working with his longtime friend, best man, and frequent collaborator, Pharrell Williams. Pharrell Williams is an excellent producer, that is true. They've been cranking out heat together for over 2 decades. They were recently spotted in the studio together, sparking excitement that they'll be releasing new music together soon. So I guess I didn't realize that if you make a rap album that's all about selling drugs and moving weight and bragging about selling drugs, and you take a famous bedroom picture or bathroom picture from Whitney Houston that a lot of her family wasn't really happy with, and make that your cover, that's considered one of the best rap albums of the year. Huh. I guess I learned something new today. Yeah, so that's how it works, huh? Yeah, okay. Wow. After a highly productive 2018, Pusha T is back in the studio with Pharrell Williams. A clip of the two in the studio surfaced earlier today, although there isn't any audio of what they were working on. However, they did seem to be vibing out to something very hard, so hopefully we could expect some new music from them soon. Towards the end of 2018, Pusha T revealed that he had new music coming out soon. Although he didn't specify when we could receive it, the rapper revealed he's already working on his follow-up to Daytona. It's unsure if it'll arrive this year, but we're stoked to hear whatever he and Pharrell are cooking up. So we'll check it out and see what's going on, definitely. Tiffany Haddish and Tracy Morgan's The Last OG debuts Season 2 trailer. All right. Nice picture of Tracy Morgan, Tiffany Haddish. Season 2 of The Last OG is arriving this spring. The Jordan Peele and Tracy Morgan produced series The Last OG is coming back for Season 2 on TBS after a successful first season run. The show follows Trey, played by Tracy, as he copes with life after a 15-year prison sentence. He heads back to his Brooklyn neighborhood to pick his life back up and comes across a few struggles along the way. Cedric the Entertainer, as well as Straight Outta Compton's Alan Maldonado, star in the show, and by the looks of the new season, more trials and tribulations are on the horizon for Trey. The upcoming season that debuts on April 2nd follows Trey as he looks to reconnect with his mother, but his girlfriend and mother of his children isn't really a fan of introducing the kids to her. So there's a quote from Tracy. I've been doing this kind of comedy my entire career, and I was on network television for a while. TBS felt like the perfect home for The Last OG, Tracy said of his series. They gave me a lot of creative freedom and the freedom to express my type of comedy. He added, I tell D jokes, I say mother lover, even though it might get bleeped whenever I want, you can't stop me. TBS has been great. Okay. Very nice thing for him to say. Looking forward to Season 2. Can't wait to check it out. Post Malone supports the hashtag mute R. Kelly. He did some effed up crap. Picture Post Malone. I think essentially it is the right thing to do. Every day another act shares a statement on social media surrounding the controversy with R. Kelly, or they get caught by TMZ and are forced to speak about the matter on the spot. The latter includes French Montana and DJ Paul, who think that R. Kelly is still allowed to bask in his legacy amid the disturbing allegations penned against his name that has been a known thing for years. Seriously? Wow. The latest person TMZ has gotten a hold of is Post Malone, who tried to stay mute on the matter but managed to offer up just a few thoughts to the paparazzi. I have no clue. He's done a lot of effed up crap. Obviously, I have no clue. No comment, really. Post said when asked if he agrees with DJ Paul and Finch's opinion on the matter. On the topic of people like Chance the Rapper who have pulled their collabs with R. Kelly off streaming services, Post said this: I think essentially it is the right thing to do. I don't know. It's not really my place. He's done a lot of big effed up crap. In other news, another Post news, his Quavo feature track Congratulations just became certified diamond. The track was featured on Post's 2016 tape Stoney. There you go. Rob Kardashian dines with Alexis Sky after shading Black China. The plot thickens. Picture of Rob. Rob Kardashian's flirting actually worked. Alexis Sky may be trying to become the next Black China because after Rob Kardashian shot his shot on social media, she actually came through to his crib for an evening in yesterday. The reclusive celebrity made Alexis Sky his WCW, even though it was only Monday, likely throwing some shade at his ex-girlfriend Black China after she and Sky got into a physical fight at a nightclub. Later in the day, the Love and Hip Hop star started following a few of Rob's sisters. Here's where things got messy. The two took things to another level, IRL, by having dinner together at Rob's house, unintentionally sending shots to China in the process. The pair of entertainers took a video as they listened to a boogie with the hoodie, with Alexis sipping on a cocktail and blowing a kiss to the camera. She later showed off what she was cooking at his house, preparing some macaroni with chicken breast. While the rendezvous would be pretty banal any other time of the year, the proximity and time between Sky and Kardashian's dinner and the reality star's altercation with Blac Chyna screams all sorts of pettiness on Rob's side. He claims that he's known Alexis for years, which may be true, but a part of him has to be doing all this to get back at his baby mama. Maybe. I mean, I don't necessarily agree with all that, but hey, life goes on. Rob Kardashian is welcome to have dinner with anybody he wants to. Oh my. Will Smith and Martin Lawrence began filming Bad Boys 3 in Atlanta. Atlanta, yes. Picture of the two fellas. Will Smith and Martin Lawrence are back in Atlanta to film Bad Boys 3. Bad Boys 3 is officially in motion as both Will Smith and Martin Lawrence have reprised their roles as Mike Lowry and Marcus Burnett for the new installment in the franchise. The film's new installment has been in the works as release dates and production began to get pushed back. However, Will Smith and Martin Lawrence are officially back in action as they touch down in Atlanta to begin filming their upcoming film, Bad Boys for Life. So it's been reports that Will Smith and Martin Lawrence began filming in Atlanta yesterday. This is true. Although the two actors are in their 50s and it's been over 20 years since the first Bad Boys movie, they're clearly still fit to pull off a few stunts. Unfortunately, shooting the film caused a bit of an issue for Atlanta locals. WSB-TV reports that the production of the film shut down Peachtree Road, which many weren't pleased about. The filming permit requested that the city allow them to close a portion of State Route SR 141 Peachtree Road and conduct intermittent traffic control, ITC, in order to film segments of the movie. Bad Boys 3 in the city of Atlanta. This event is scheduled for Monday, January 14th. That already passed, from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. As Will Smith and Martin Lawrence started filming the movie, Bad Boys 3 is expected to hit the theaters in January 2020. Okay. Like the vision, 2020 vision. There you go. How Chris Pratt told Anna Faris he was proposing to Katherine Schwarzenegger. All righty. Picture of Chris Pratt, his ex-wife Anna Faris, and Katherine Schwarzenegger. Before Chris Pratt and Katherine Schwarzenegger announced their engagement to the world, the Guardians of the Galaxy star shared the news with his ex, Anna Faris. Faris broke down how Pratt told her the news on Tuesday's episode of her podcast, Anna Faris is Unqualified. Chris texted me this morning and he was like, I proposed to Katherine last night. She recalled. I was like, that's amazing. The mom actress then reminded her former husband she also officiates weddings. And I texted him back, just want to remind you, I'm an ordained minister, she said, joking. She's not very good at it. Still, it looks like Faris already knew her. Sweet Chris was ready to pop the question. I knew that it was going to happen, she said at one point. I love her, and I love him, and I'm just so happy that they found each other. Ferris explained she subscribed to the idea of expanding their family and love. Pratt and Ferris share a 6-year-old son named Jack. Still, she admitted it can be difficult when people are sort of looking to her for a reaction to the happy news. The truth is, there isn't any bitterness, Ferris, who finalized her divorce from Pratt in November, said, and I'm just so happy we're all really happy. Before switching gears, Ferris congratulated the couple and reiterated how awesome Schwarzenegger is. They're both effing amazing people, and I'm so happy, she said. This wasn't the first time Ferris had expressed her well wishes. She also congratulated the duo after Pratt shared the news on Instagram. I'm so happy for you both, she wrote in the comment section underneath a snapshot of the couple and Schwarzenegger's shiny sparkler. I love you guys. Yeah, but this is kind of weird. But okay. All right. Very strange. I mean, they just got divorced in November. Okay. Of course, she wasn't not the only one who was excited about the big news. The future Mr. and Mrs. Pratt also shared their joy Instagram. Sweet Catherine, so happy you said yes. I'm thrilled to be marrying you, the Parks and Recreation alum wrote. Proud to live boldly in faith with you. Here we go. Schwarzenegger also gushed she wouldn't want to live this life with anyone but you. All right. And we'll have more entertainment news after this break.
Want to find out what movies to go see? Then check out the GSMC Movie Podcast. It's your ticket to the latest movies, whether it's a new blockbuster event, romantic, comedy, or action flick. This show has got it all covered. They talk some what to go see now, don't bother, what's hot on Netflix, and everything in between. That's gsmcpodcast.com/movie-podcast. When it's all about the movies, it has to be this new show. Don't forget to like them on Facebook and follow them on Twitter. Visit gsmcpodcast.com for more info.
Once again, you're listening to GSMC's Entertainment Podcast. Captain Keith. More entertainment news for you. Warning, Netflix subscription prices are going up again. Uh-oh. Netflix and chilling is getting a bit more expensive. The streaming subscription service raised its prices again. According to The Hollywood Reporter and CNN reported on Tuesday that according to reports, the site's popular plan, which allows for streaming on 2 screens at the same time, went from $11 to $13 a month. Per CNN, the price of other plans have similarly gone up by $1 or $2. For a single screen subscription, the monthly price rose from $8 to $9, while the 4-screen subscription plan went from $14 to $16. The new prices will be applied to existing members in the next 3 months, and they will learn of the change via email, according to reports. Quote from Netflix, "We change pricing from time to time as we continue investing in great entertainment and improving the overall Netflix experience for the benefit of our members," a Netflix spokesperson told The Hollywood Reporter. This is far from the first time Netflix has raised its prices. Back in 2014 and 2017, there were also similar hikes. According to THR, the price changes are a result of increasing costs for new and better content against competitors. The work has certainly been acknowledged. At the 2018 Emmys, Netflix exceeded HBO for the most nominations per network. That's pretty cool, especially for a streaming platform network. This is the future. This is the future. This is technology at its best. Looking ahead, there are a few major projects down the pipeline for Netflix right now, including the highly anticipated 3rd season of Stranger Things. Yes, love that show. The final season of Orange is the New Black, and Martin Scorsese's The Irishman. So when you're on the fence about spending those extra bucks every month, just think of Steve Harrington, Eleven, and the rest of the gang in Hawkins. I'm not sure what that means, but okay. And then more entertainment news. Kim Kardashian reveals how she explained her sex tape to her kids. Over 10 years later, Kim Kardashian West still catches flack for that video. The mom of 3 going on 4 appeared with her sisters, Khloe and Kourtney, Monday night's Watch What Happens Live with Andy Cohen, where she said if the subject of her infamous 2003 sex tape ever came up with her children, 5-year-old North, 3-year-old Saint, and 1-year-old Chicago, she'll probably try to address the issue with honesty. When asked by a caller what conversation the sisters are least looking forward to having with their kids, the 38-year-old reality star was quick to address the elephant in the room, responding, I think mine is obvious. I don't know yet, she admitted, adding, I have an idea, and I think I'm just going to be super honest and real with them. And that's all you can really be. Kim and her family have indeed been open about addressing the video in the past. During an October 2018 interview with CNN's Van Jones, the makeup mogul confessed that her husband, Kanye West, had even been told not to date her over the tape. Yeah, that's not surprising. We've been through a lot together. You know, I've known him for 15 years now. Became friends with him maybe in like 2006, 2007. Met him in 2002 or 2003. I've known him forever. He's put himself up against the world for me when everyone told him, you cannot date a girl with a sex tape. You cannot date a reality show girl. This is going to ruin your career. Kim recalled everyone told him that. Kanye obviously didn't heed that advice, and the couple is still going strong, expecting their 4th child together after nearly 5 years of marriage. That's true. Congratulations on your 4th child coming. Rob Kardashian planning to return to Keeping Up with the Kardashians, Kim confirms. Rob Kardashian is about to return to Keeping Up with the Kardashians. Kim, Kourtney, and Khloe Kardashian dropped by Watch What Happens Live with Andy Cohen, where the show host tossed him questions concerning the reality show's upcoming season. That's when Rob's name came up. He's going to be on a little bit more in the next season, Kim revealed, before explaining his absence. He has his moods. Sometimes he's like, look, I don't sign up for this. And then he's like, I'm cool to do it. So Rob tends to shun the spotlight, choosing instead to share precious photos and videos of his 2-year-old daughter, Dream, whom he shares with Blac Chyna. However, he did make the briefest appearance in Kim's touching Christmas morning video. In December, it was reported that after years of battling his weight, he's taken some steps to improve his health and well-being, an issue that has seemingly motivated his seclusion. He was warned that if he didn't lose weight, it could eventually become life or death. But since then, he lost pounds and feels so much better, a source shared. He works out regularly with a trainer, and that has made a difference in his shape. He really is beginning to look like the old Rob. During the sisters' visit to Cohen's talk show, they also stated that they all saw Caitlyn Jenner on Christmas. It's like New Year, drama-free. That's like our motto this year, Kim explained. Let go and let's just be in love, Khloe chimed in. The Keeping Up with the Kardashian fans know that the sisters had a serious falling out with Caitlyn. When your stepdad becomes a woman, yeah, that's going to happen. But the fun didn't end there. While fielding questions from Twitter, Kourtney responded to speculation as to how she reacted if her ex, Scott Disick, and his longtime girlfriend, Sophia Richie, got engaged, offering a cheerful congratulations. Yeah, we vacationed together, Kim added. It's all good. As previously reported, Kanye West better have also confirmed on the show that she and her husband are going to have a 4th child. We already spoke about that. Via surrogate, and that's going to be a boy. After Kourtney expressed her shock at Kim's decision to share the news, she explained why she was being so candid. I got drunk at our Christmas Eve party and I told some people, and I can't remember who I told because I never get drunk, she said. She and the rapper are already proud parents to daughters North, 5, Chicago, 11 months, and 3-year-old son, Saint. So there you go. James Franco and former student settled disaster artist lawsuit. See, I didn't even know about this. James Franco and his former film student have settled a lawsuit over Franco's movie, The Disaster Artist. According to Variety, Ryan Moody filed a lawsuit in March 2018 against Franco's production company, Rabbit Bandini Productions, as well as Seth Rogen's Point Grey Pictures, both of which produced the 2017 movie. Moody, who was once a student in Franco's UCLA film class, claimed that he was deceived, leading him to give up the rights to 5 early drafts that he wrote for the movie for only $5,000. Wow, okay. Moody claimed in the docs that back in 2013, Franco asked him to adapt the book but was later replaced when Point Grey Pictures wanted to hire more experienced writers. Moody also alleged that he was promised an associate producer credit on the film, which he did not get. Now, Moody's attorney, Brian M. Grossman, confirms that the matter between his client and the production companies has been resolved. Court documents obtained also show that Moody's attorney filed a request for dismissal on January 8th. Terms of the settlement have not been revealed. And E! News has reached out to Franco's production company and attorney for comment. Still waiting to hear back from them. Mike, the Situation Sorrentino begins his prison sentence. All right. Mike, the Situation Sorrentino, surrendered himself to authorities on Tuesday to begin his 8-month prison sentence, his rep stated. The Jersey Shore star turned himself in at 11:45 a.m. local time. Before arriving at the Federal Correction Institution in Otisville, New York, Mike gave his followers a final farewell by doing an Instagram live video. The comeback is always greater than the setback, he said, as he rode in the car with his new wife, Lauren Sorrentino. The supportive spouse joked she would save money on food while he was away and promised to get him a funfetti cake upon his return. She also posted a tribute on Instagram. So proud to call this incredible man my husband, she wrote, alongside a throwback photo of the couple. Just found this pic from Lake Tahoe the year we got back together in 2013. To the strongest man I know, I love you endlessly. See you soon, honey. #FreeSitch. Before signing off, Mike made one last plug by showing off his Beast Mode sweatshirt and promoting his clothing line and YouTube channel. Really? You're going to jail and you're going to promote your clothing line and your YouTube channel? Is anything real anymore, people of the planet Earth? Is there anything real anymore? I just want to know. Wow. Okay. The situation will reveal himself in 2019, he later added in the video. He is currently under construction. He's under new management right now. His co-stars also sent him words of encouragement. Sending love to my brother today, Nicole Snooky Polizzi wrote on Instagram. In addition, DJ Paulie D tweeted, "Free Sitch," and Jenny J. Farley wrote, "Love you, Mike," on Instagram. Yesterday, Mike tweeted the mail address to the the institution so his fans, family, and friends could write to him. Okay. Be the change you want to see, he wrote on the social network. Still can't believe he just plugged his clothing line YouTube channel on his way to prison. All right. All righty. Josie takes on Cabaret and Riverdale sneak peek. All right. From Josie and the Pussycats on Riverdale. And now let's see. In the exclusive clip, Josie McCoy, played by Ashley Murray, takes the stage at Veronica Speakeasy for a performance of the Broadway classic Cabaret, famously sung by the likes of Liza Minnelli, Bing Crosby, Ella Fitzgerald, and Louis Armstrong. Oh my. Those are some pretty big shoes to fill. Josie's performance offers a break from what creator Roberto Aguirre Sacasa described as one of our most effed up episodes in a tweet on Monday. Hiram, played by Mark Consuelos, had just taken over the town in the mid-season finale, and now he's also threatening the future of La Bonne Nuit as well, forcing Veronica Camila Mendez to take action. Things look pretty typical for Riverdale in the clip, but Hiram's takeover has created a changed town, as Aguirre Sacasa told us. Riverdale is very much a changed town, he said. I think it's almost like a police state. There's always been dark elements, but Riverdale has always been the town with pep. It's feeling less peppy when we come back. Let me say this, and it does feel like the forces of darkness have sort of closed like a steel trap over Riverdale, and our characters are finding ways to rebel or to push up against that stuff. Right on. The school is shut down. No one can enter or leave. And apparently that means everybody's got time to dress up and have a fancy night out. This week's episode also finds Betty, Lily Reinhardt, who plays her, housing the patients she helped escape from the Sisters of Quiet Mercy, while Jughead, Cole Sprouse, deals with a group of desperate serpents and Archie's, played by KJ Apa, is off somewhere after taking off in the attempt to escape Hiram. We'll have to tune in and find out where exactly he is and what state he's in. Riverdale airs every Wednesday at 8 p.m. on the CW. It is a great show. I like it a lot. So it's going to be interesting to see the new episode. And more entertainment news after this break.
Tired of searching the vast jungle of podcasts? Now listen close and hear this out. There's a podcast network that covers just about everything that you've been searching. Hey! The Golden State Media Concepts Podcast Network is here. Nothing less than a podcast bliss with endless hours of podcast coverage. From news, sports, music, fashion, cooking, entertainment, fantasy, football, and so much more. So stop lurking around and go straight out to the Golden State Media Concepts Podcast Network. Guaranteed to fill that podcast itch. Whatever it may be. Visit us at www.gsmcpodcast.com. Follow us on Facebook and Twitter, and download us on iTunes, SoundCloud, and Google Play.
And once again, you're listening to Golden State Media Concepts Entertainment Podcast. This is your Captain Keith on deck with more entertainment news for you. And in more news, Jennifer Aniston shoots scenes for her and Reese Witherspoon's morning TV series. I didn't even know about this until the other day, so just saying. We now have our first look at Jennifer Aniston and her highly anticipated Apple TV show about morning television shows. The 49-year-old actress was snapped with director Mark Duplass filming scenes in Los Angeles on Tuesday. Aniston kept her look classic in a camel coat and black pants, while her hair was done up in a chic side-swept do. Aniston is co-starring with Reese Witherspoon in this series, which marks her major return to TV since Friends ended in 2004. It's been gone that long. Wow, okay. Interestingly enough, Witherspoon, who is coming off the critically acclaimed Big Little Lies, played Aniston's little sister on Friends. Okay. Both Aniston and Witherspoon and their respective production companies, Echo Films and Hello Sunshine, will be executive producing the project alongside former HBO drama head Michael Ellenberg. Jay Carson, a supervising producer on House of Cards, will be the series showrunner, while CNN's Brian Stelter, who wrote a book about morning television, Top of the Morning, will be a consultant. In October, ET confirmed that Steve Carell joined the already A-list cast, playing Mitch Kessler, a morning show anchor who is struggling to maintain relevance in a changing media landscape. Gugu Mbatha Raw and Billy Crudup will also be series regulars. Cool. According to Variety magazine, Aniston is set to make $1.1 million per episode, while Witherspoon will make an equal amount. The two women will also collect an additional fee for being executive producers on the show. So that's wow. That's wow. Can you imagine making $1.1 million per episode, and then you're gonna get paid because you're the executive producer? That's nice. Good for them. Right on. Super Bowl 53. All right. Yes, folks. Super Bowl 53. Maroon 5 confirms Travis Scott and Big Boy are in for the halftime show. So it's official. Maroon 5 are headlining Super Bowl 53, and they'll be joined by the likes of Travis Scott and Atlanta hip-hop legend Big Boy from The Outkast. The band announced the news Sunday with a promo video which lists themselves, Trav and Big Boy, as performers for the halftime show. The NFL confirmed on their end, saying Maroon 5 will take center stage, and Travis Scott and Big Boy will be featured as guest artists. We broke the story. Travis signed on to perform for Super Bowl 53 late last month, despite tons of backlash from the African-American community. According to a report, Scott only agreed to do the show after the NFL vowed to donate a ton of cash to Dream Corps. The Big Boy announcement didn't come as a total surprise. We knew organizers were scrambling to snag either him or Cardi B. Looks like they went with the homegrown artist for the big game that'll be stoked. they'll be played in Atlanta this year. Stoked is an understatement. That's what I had to say. There you go. And then more entertainment news, people. Rihanna sues her own dad for jacking Fenty. F-E-N-T-Y. Yeah, this is going to get ugly. Rihanna is going after her own father in court for using her Fenty brand and his relationship to her to launch a business for himself, according to new court docs. In a new lawsuit obtained by TMZ, apparently, Rihanna claims her father, Ronald Fenty, recently started a talent development company in 2017 called Fenty Entertainment. The problem, Rihanna has already trademarked Fenty to use in a number of biz ventures, including her well-known Fenty beauty line. She claims he's profiting off the reputation she's created with Fenty. Okay, but that's also his last name too. In the docs, Rihanna says her father and a business partner falsely advertised themselves as her reps to solicit millions of dollars, including trying to book her for 15 shows in Latin America in December 2017 for $15 million, all without her authorization. Now that is problematic. That's not cool. Rihanna claims later her dad even unsuccessfully tried to file a trademark for Fenty to use with resort boutique hotels. She says she sent multiple cease and desist letters to her father, ordering him to stop capitalizing off of her Fenty trademarks, but says he's ignored them and continued to make money off of Fenty Entertainment. She's asking a judge to place an injunction on her dad using the name Fenty, and of course for damages. We've reached out to Ronald for comment. So far, no word back. Nice picture of Rihanna with her two of her girlfriends. That's going to be interesting to follow because on one hand, she trademarked the name, but on the other hand, that's her father's last name, which was given to her. So I don't know how that court case is going to go. That's going to be interesting. We'll let you know when we find out. Most definitely. Mac Miller, mom and dad going to Grammys and will accept award if he wins. So, okay. Mac Miller's presence will be felt at the Grammy Awards, and not only through his music. We've learned the late rapper's family will represent Mac at next month's ceremony. Sources close to Mac's fam state that his parents will attend the awards show, and they plan to accept his Grammy for Rap Album of the Year if their son wins. As you know, Mac's album Swimming was posthumously nominated for Rap Album of the Year, his first ever Grammy nomination. He's got some stiff competition in Cardi B for Invasion of Privacy, Travis Scott, Astro World, Nipsey Hussle, Victory Lap, Pusha T, Daytona. Mac's parents live in Pittsburgh, and his mother has been helping carry on her son's legacy with the Mac Miller Circles Fund, which is already approaching $1 million in donations to help kids in his hometown. The story broke that Mac died from an accidental overdose in September. The toxicology report said it was the result of mixed drug toxicity from fentanyl and cocaine. It's very unfortunate. May he rest in peace. Vince Staples on Drug-Free Life, surviving people trying to kill me every day. That's his quote. Wow. The rapper claims he was never a state of mind that would have made him succumb to temptation or peer pressure. Several artists recently opened up to GQ about their sober living. Among the bunch of creatives was the lifelong sober rapper Vince Staples. During his interview, the FM artist revealed how he has navigated the trials of his life without ever touching a drop of alcohol or experimenting with drugs. That would actually make him considered like straight edge in the punk rock scene. So he's like a straight edge rapper. Okay. I'm very sure that I'm going to think different answers than Steven Tyler or anyone involved in this piece. I've lived a completely different life. What I'm saying is the drug usage was the last thing on my mind, the LA native said. When you're surrounded with death and dismay and poverty and all these things that happen every day, I didn't have time to worry about using or partaking in certain things. People where I come from don't use drugs in a recreational sense. We're not at a party or at the rock show or at the rap show. Doing lines in the bathroom, from his perspective, their drug use is a coping mechanism leveraged to deal with the hood's daily struggle. Staples is aware of how many people perceive his lifestyle concerning his public persona. They don't expect this from a young black musician my age from where I come from, he explained. Like, how could you end up being in the ghetto, went through this, went through that, and not experience drugs, not experience alcohol? His concerns may help the skeptical understand his state of mind, one that was mostly focused on survival. I never had time to think about whether my father's addiction issues led me not doing drugs because I was too busy trying to cope with the reality of people dying and people trying to kill me every day. Damn. He recalled, that was really where my focus was. When you have to think about your next 15 minutes, you have to think about the walk to the store. You have to think about how you're getting to school. You have to think about the bus ride home. You have to think about how you're going to sneak a gun into the football game. The last thing I was thinking about was getting high. Wow. Well, good for you, Mr. Staples. We're glad that you're here and that you made it, and you are blazing a path unlike any other in your generation right now. So that's cool. Stars honor Aretha Franklin with concert event set to air on CBS. A number of celebrities gathered for a tribute concert in celebration of the Queen of Soul on Sunday, January 13th, and the AP reports that every rendition of Aretha Franklin's songs brought audience members to their feet at the Aretha Grammy celebration for the Queen of Soul in Los Angeles. According to Page 6, a montage of the late singer was shown throughout the show, including one with on-screen quotes from the former President Barack Obama, Barbra Streisand, Willie Nelson, and Tony Bennett. Aretha set the bar, a quote from Quincy Jones read. Jennifer Hudson, who will star in Franklin's biopic, Respect, kicked off the tribute with the performance of Think and Keys, and SZA took the stage for a duet, Daydreamin'. I think that means Alicia Keys and SZA, apparently. Celine Dion performed Franklin's version of A Change Is Gonna Come, and Patti LaBelle served up a soaring rendition of Call Me. Okay. Fantasia, Andra Day, Brandy Carlisle, and Alessia Cara sang Natural Woman together, and Common joined Yolanda Adams for a performance of Young, Gifted, and Black. Very cool. Speaking of Alicia Keys, 15-time Grammy winner, to host the 61st Annual Grammy Awards. Santa Monica, California. The Recording Academy and CBS announced today that 15-time Grammy Award winner Alicia Keys will host the 61st Annual Grammy Awards, marking her first time as Master of Ceremonies for music's biggest night, taking place at Staples Center in Los Angeles. The Grammy Awards will be broadcast live at HD TV and 5.1 surround sound on the CBS television network Sunday, February 10th, 2019, 8 p.m. Eastern Time and 5 p.m. Pacific Time. I know what it feels like to be on that stage, and I'm going to bring that vibe and energy, said Keys. I'm so excited to be the Master of Ceremonies on the biggest night in music and celebrate the creativity, power, and magic. I'm especially excited for all the incredible women nominated this year. It's going up on February 10th. Not going down, but going up. I can dig it, definitely. A dynamic artist with the rare combination of groundbreaking talent and passion for her craft, Alicia Keys is the perfect choice as host for our show, said Neil Portnow, president/CEO of the Recording Academy. Throughout her exciting career, I have watched her become a powerful force within the music industry and beyond. As an artist who speaks to the power of music, we are thrilled to have her on board for what's sure to be an unforgettable Grammy Awards. Alicia is one of those rare artists who melt true musical genius with heartfelt, emotional lyrics to create a unique approach to everything she does. We have no doubt that she'll bring all that as she guides millions of Grammy viewers through what we believe will be a very special show in February, said the longtime Grammy Awards executive producer Ken Ehrlich. This nice picture of Alicia sitting at the piano. All right. Very cool. And in more entertainment news, R. Kelly. Officials find evidence of residency at his Chicago studio. And this was updated today. A spokesperson for the city of Chicago tells TMZ that officials who searched R. Kelly's studio Wednesday did in fact find building code violations, including evidence that the space was being used for residential purposes. We're also told officials discovered work that had been done inside without permits. The city will file an amended complaint against R. Kelly for a future court hearing. The police were at R. Kelly's recording studio in Chicago. While it has nothing to do with the allegations put forth in surviving R. Kelly, it is related to potential illegal activity. The issue appears to be Kelly's studio being used as a residence. Law enforcement sources tell us Chicago PD showed up there on Wednesday afternoon with the Cook County Building and Zoning Department. And we're told that the B&Z is there because the building is only zoned for industrial use. So if anyone is living there, that's a no-no. We're also told police typically accompany the building department on such matters. And officers did not go just because it's Kelly's place. By the way, the singer reportedly owes a ton of back rent, $166,000, and is facing eviction before the month's end. Obviously, the sight of police swarming Kelly's crib immediately made people think an arrest was going down. Well, no dice, not yet. So, we shall see, we shall see. Margot Robbie is fed up with having to answer this sexist question. We'll talk about that after this break.
Golden State Media Concepts bring you Book Review Podcast, a haven for bookworms of all ages and the widest genres, from mystery to memoirs, romance to comedy, fantasy to sci-fi. If you love to read, this is a podcast for you. It's the Golden State Media Concepts Book Review Podcast.
And we're back. Once again, you're listening to GSMC's Entertainment Podcast with your Captain Keith. So yes, once again, Margot Robbie is fed up with having to answer this sexist question, and I don't blame her once I read this article. Margot Robbie is one of the most in-demand actresses in Hollywood, and yet the question she keeps being asked is when she's going to get pregnant. I mean, what's going on with that? That's kind of rude and presumptuous. The 28-year-old star is currently on a press tour for her latest movie, Mary, Queen of Scots, where she plays Queen Elizabeth II alongside Saoirse Ronan, who plays Queen Mary. In case you need a little history refresher, Queen Elizabeth never produced an heir, which was scandalous for that time period, for your information. Because of this fun fact, the biggest question on people's minds is when Margot plans to have babies. It's a simple, even harmless tie-in, but understandably, the actress is fed up with that sexist inquiry. In fact, Robbie wants people to stop asking this question altogether, regardless if that person is a celebrity or not. Speaking candidly to the Radio Times, Margot made this pet peeve of hers known. It made me really angry, she said, of strangers asking about her pregnancy status. How dare some old guy dictate what I can and can't do when it comes to motherhood or my own body? According to the topic, she said, unfortunately, it's a conversation we're still having. If anything, Margot expressed she was constantly asked about having kids even before she took on the role of Queen Elizabeth I. Actually, yeah, she plays Queen Elizabeth I, not the second, actually. So, when she married British filmmaker Tom Ackerley back in 2016, the Italian star got this question numerous times. I got married, and then the first question in almost every interview is babies. When are you having one? I'm so angry that there's this social contract. You're married, now have a baby. Don't presume I'll do what I'm going to do. Moral of the story, don't ask women when they plan to have kids, and don't upset Margot Robbie. Yeah, I'm with that. Respect. Definitely respect. Prince Harry hugs a 4-year-old girl after spotting her Gingers Unite sign. That's cute. Looks like Prince Harry has a soft spot for fellow redheads. The 34-year-old royal and his wife, Meghan Markle, greeted fans at Hamilton Square during an official visit to Birkenhead, England. On Monday, when one adorable redhead well-wisher caught his eye with a clever sign, the sign read, #Gingers Unite. I love you, Harry. And the Duke of Sussex was clearly delighted by the message, singling her out in the crowd. Singling signaling her out in the crowd to give her a hug. The girl has since been identified as a 4-year-old Eliza Morris. According to the reporter Rebecca English, Harry told her, "I love this. Do you love your hair? This is amazing. The sign is amazing." So that's really cute. Harry and Meghan are visiting Birkenhead for a day of events, including a visit to Hamilton Square, where they saw a new sculpture honoring the 100th anniversary of war poet Wilfred Owen's death. During the outing, pregnant Meghan also shared with a woman that her due date is late April to early May. Last month, royal expert Kate Nichol stated that a possible fall tour of the U.S. and Canada for Meghan, Harry, and the new baby was in the very early stages of planning. Right on. There you go. And in more news, this is really interesting. Oh my, oh my. Mariah Carey, assistant fires back with lawsuit, alleged butt-slapping racist language. And there's a picture of Mariah. I don't know if she's like she's popping her head over something, or actually, I think it's a picture of her getting into a car, and she's got her hands on top of the door, or either she's getting in or she's getting out, and someone just snapped the mugshot of her. I always wonder where they find these pictures of entertainers. It just intrigues me. They always find the right picture to suit the article. Mariah Carey's former assistant has just fired back at the singer's blackmail allegation with her own lawsuit, claiming she was the victim of horrible abuse by one of Mariah's key people, and the singer did nothing about it. Liana Azarian claims in a new lawsuit Mariah's former manager, Stella Buluknikov, committed various acts of abuse, including slapping her butt and breast, urinating on her, tackling her to the ground, and sitting on her. Azarian also claims Stella called her the N-word and a effing Armenian whore. Oh, really? According to the lawsuit, Azarian says Stella ridiculed her breasts, including placing objects under her breasts, such as iPhones, television remote controls, and utensils. Azarian claims a lot of alleged abuse occurred in Mariah's presence, and she did nothing. Azarian also says Mariah committed acts of physical, emotional, and psychological abuse against her. Yeah. So TMZ broke the story, and Mariah sued Azarian, claiming she secretly videotaped embarrassing and intimate activities and then blackmailed after Mariah fired her, saying if she didn't get $8 million, she'd release the videos. Azarian is suing Mariah, Stella, and others. We reached out to Stella and are waiting for a comment. And we reached out to Mariah's folks. So far, no word back. Azarian's lawyer, Mark, quickly responded to Mariah's blackmail lawsuit, calls the allegations baseless, and an attempt to attack my client's character and deflect attention away from a workplace harassment and wrongful termination lawsuit. He adds, my client never did anything she wasn't specifically asked to do. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens, but I will say this, though. Mrs. Azarian's, what she claims is so bizarre. Wow, that's going to be an intriguing case. What she claims, I just don't think most people will make that up. But you know, at this point, it really is she said, she said. So, you know, a judge is going to have to deal with all that. That's a mess. Wow. Okay. So, by the way, I think I told you guys. So, I saw Aquaman. Actually, I saw it for the second time. I liked it that much. It's an excellent film, starring Jason Momoa. And and apparently it's already hit the $1 billion mark worldwide. James Wan, I believe, is the director of this film. And I mean, it's about a kid who is of mixed heritage and still trying to find his place in the world. And, you know, he faces rejection, from one side of his family. And, it's also a love story. It's about, you know, people from two different worlds coming together and making something special. And, you know, what happens when you're the outsider? Do you stay the outsider? Do you stay the outcast? Or do you become someone who can be the bridge to unite people? So, I mean, the movie has those themes to it. Lots of action. I enjoyed the view of what Atlantis looks like. Getting a definitive view of it on the big screen was great. Willem Dafoe is great in this movie. Nicole Kidman, she plays Aquaman's mom. She's amazing. Amber Heard as Mira. She does a great job. Everyone did a great job in this film. I enjoyed the action. I enjoyed the acting, and the fight scenes were great. From male to female fight scenes. The fight scenes that Mira had and that Nicole Kidman had, they might have been better than the regular fight scenes. I really enjoyed the film. It was very cool. So seeing it the second time made me like it even more. Wasn't planning on seeing it for a second time, but it just kind of happened. And I'm glad that I did. I'm probably going to go see it one more time. But I definitely recommend, if you're into superhero films and science fiction, Aquaman, it's a pleasant surprise. It's still a miracle that DC even put this movie out, because they usually play it so close to the vest by just sticking usually to like Batman and Superman. But when I saw the trailer for this movie, I knew it was going to be a good film, and it was. Jason Momoa is Aquaman. He has done for this role what Christopher Reeve did for Superman. He has redefined who Aquaman is, and it works. This is his breakthrough, and he's earned every minute of it. So I'm very happy for him, and I'm looking forward to the sequel. But he was also good in Justice League. If there's anything good to say about that film, he was great in it. He was. So, yeah, definitely. But so we'll see when we get part 2 of that. That probably won't happen for another 2 years. But Patrick Wilson as Ocean Master, he was great. Yeah, the whole cast was amazing. I just want to say that. Also, I saw Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. I might have spoke about this before. I don't know. It's an animated film. So, like in the comic book world now, we have the multiverse, different dimensions. So there's more than one Earth, which means there could be more than one Captain Keith. So there's more than one Spider-Man. This film is probably the best animated film I've ever seen in my life. I was shocked. I saw that film 3 times. Not going to even lie. Wasn't planned. Once again, just kind of happened. It's a great passing of the torch story. It focuses on Peter Parker, but it also goes into the different Spider-Men and Spider-Women from the different Spider-Verse, from the multiverse. And it goes from Peter Parker to Spider-Gwen to Peter Porker to Spider-Noir to Penny Parker to Miles Morales. So, and for the most part, this is a story about Miles Morales coming of age and getting that mantle passed to him, that torch from Peter Parker, from the original Spider-Man. And this is by far the best passing of the torch film I've ever seen. I look forward to this becoming a live-action film. And you get to see Stan Lee in the film, too, cartoon version of him, and it was great. Good movie, just a very good story about an awkward teenage kid who winds up growing up quicker than he wanted to, but in a sense, happy to do it. Learning more about life and learning how to adjust and learning about friendship. And it was cool because you got to see a different advantage of Peter Parker. And Lee Shriver is the voice of the Kingpin, and man, he does a great job. When you see Kingpin on the screen, you're like, whoa, this guy is scary. It was really cool. It was very cool. Some of the villains look a lot different than you usually see them. So there's a new take on some of them, but it all still works. And I love Miles Morales' Spider-Man costume. And I loved watching, just all of it. Aunt May, Peter Parker, the different Peter Parkers, and watching them show Miles the ropes and seeing the differences between all the different Spider-Men and what Miles' powers are. The whole thing was really cool. I really enjoyed it. So definitely want to encourage you guys, if you like science fiction and superhero films, Aquaman and Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse are definitely worth watching. Excellent films. I'm looking forward to this Friday, Glass comes out. That stars Samuel L. Jackson, James McAvoy, and Bruce Willis. And, we talked about epic trilogies. Yeah, we're getting it. Glass is the completion of the trilogy from Unbreakable to Split to Glass. So Unbreakable was about Bruce Willis being unbreakable, being the strong guy. Split was about the Beast, played by James McAvoy, and his different personalities. And Glass is about Mr. Glass, the evil mastermind, played by Samuel L. Jackson. He reprised his role, and I'm excited. This is done by M. Night Shyamalan. I'm excited. So I even went and watched Split so I could be ready for this. And that movie was just dark. It was really good, but it was messed up. It was good though. It was a good movie. I'm still processing it. It was
You've
different.
been listening to the
James
Golden
McAvoy did a
State
great
Media
job on all the
Concepts
different personalities
Entertainment
he had
Podcast,
to
part
play.
of the Golden State Media
He was
Concepts
terrifying. He
Podcast
was. He did a
Network.
great job
You
on
can
that
find
role.
this show and others like it at www.gsmcpodcast.com.
I will be telling you
Download
guys
our
about that as
podcast
well.
on iTunes,
Well, good people of the
Stitcher,
planet Earth and the known
SoundCloud, and
universe,
Google Play.
you will
Just
listen to
type
Golden State
in
Media Concepts
GSMC
Entertainment
to
Podcast.
find all the
Thank you so much
shows
for
from the
listening and
Golden
tuning
State
in.
Media
I hope you had a good
Concepts
time. I know I
Podcast
did. I
Network.
appreciate
From
you all.
movies to music,
Until
from
next time,
sports to entertainment, and even weird news. You can also follow us on Twitter and on Facebook. Thank you, and we hope you have enjoyed today's program.